so the Gemini Titan, 4000 lumens. So Gemini Lights makes this light. It's 6 individual LEDs. Excellent setup, super bright. I went out with the intention of kind of either dispelling or proving the hearsay that you can run a bar light with no helmet light at night, so for trail riding. Commuting it's okay, but trail riding I've always thought you'd definitely need a helmet light to be able to see where you're going and just to keep things safe and have light wherever your vision is, regardless of where your bar's pointing. So went out, did the climb, did it on low, so it's got 3 settings, a low setting, seems like an 80% setting and then 100% setting. Now, low setting was plenty for the climb up, so it's all just dark fire road. More than enough light. When I turned it off, it wasn't pitch black last night. The moon was like a quarter moon, so it wasn't pitch black. I could still see without the light, barely, but yeah, I can't decipher what's going on the ground or anything. So, a little bit of gunk from my little... I had a bit of an off last night as well, which was a bit awkward, which I'll put in the vid. But it was killer climbing up on the low setting. I put it on high a couple of times on the way up just to see what it was like. These have got a tendency, and I guess all LEDs, when they're running that much power, you know, in its full capacity, if you were just cruising at 5k's an hour or 6k's an hour up a hill in high, it would definitely warm up, and I don't know if it would overheat. I'm assuming they're designed not to overheat, but it definitely gets super hot. So not something you want going on your handlebars, especially if you've got carbon bars. Didn't get hot at all, didn't even get warm. I was still cold when I got to the top on low setting, so that was a 40-minute climb. Turned it to high, rode down, and initially straight away, riding down the hill, excellent amount of light. The first trail I rode was mainly fairly straight with long sweeping corners, but there was a couple of little chutes and darting corners where I really would prefer to have a helmet light, but it wasn't as crucial as what I would have thought it would be. So first track was Little Ripper, a lot of fun. Could definitely ride a reasonable pace down there with this light, with no helmet light. A couple of spots where I really wanted to see what was next, but I think it was partially an adaptation period as well, because I haven't done a lot of night riding, so learning how to look at things a little differently, and knowing the trail helps as well. Knowing what's next without potentially seeing it before it gets there. You're only seeing it last minute because of where the lights are. So, killer light. Second trail was the bullet track, faster, higher, a little bit more flowy, less abrupt turns, and it's more open. There's not as much trees and stuff in the way. So on that track it was wicked. Didn't need a light at all. I was only a couple of seconds off my fastest time down there, which I could have gone as fast as I ever go down there with this light on. It felt really, really good, really confident. Didn't lose vision anywhere. It was excellent. Over the jumps you kind of lose vision of where you're going to land because your bike's pointing upwards, but not badly. That was pretty cool. And then Twisted Gum, when I got down to Twisted Gum, that is a very narrow, very thick shrub, lots of technical stuff, turns, drops, all sorts of stuff going on, steep bits, and it was actually really, really good. So definitely need the light above to almost project over some of the bushes and trees, and also to pick your lines a little bit better. So when you're turning your head, being able to see where you're going a little bit better. But saying that, if you were run without a helmet light, this is the light for sure. So it's 4000 lumens. I've heard there's a 6000 lumen, it's not this one, but there's a 6000 lumen floating around in Adelaide somewhere. I don't know if it's a legit 6000. I'd be interested in trying that for sure. I really like how this works with the remote control. So I actually forgot the remote last night. I didn't put it on, left it in the box, but got it now. So little demo. Turn it on. She's on low at the moment. That's the 80 odd %, and then that's high. So, and it's got this little flash button as well, and it's super light touch. The button, you don't have to wrench into it. So if someone's coming the other way and you want to dim it, just hold your finger on that button and it'll dim. Take your finger off, back to normal, down, and then you just hold the button for a couple of seconds or a second, and you can turn the system off. So definitely impressed with the user ability. I rode for an hour and a half. It was as bright when I got to the bottom of Twisted Gum as it was at the start. Didn't show any signs of any sort of weakness, and it wasn't really that hot. It was kind of warm at the bottom, but not hot. So it was probably I don't know, 15, 18 degree night last night. It wasn't cold. It was cold at the top. When I got to kind of Crafers, it started to get cold, and as soon as I was back out of Crafers and back onto the bullet track, it just felt like a balmy night. So it was nice. The battery pack isn't really huge. It fits in there between my shock and my frame. Still get the water bottle in. I did use this bar tape, so roadie bar tape. Strap that around my frame just to give it a bit more friction so it holds. And then I velcroed it on and I put some electrical tape on it as well. So keep it super solid so nothing's rattling. You're not going to damage the battery and it's not going to slap against your frame and annoy you. Excess line, so I've got it all bunched up here, not bunched up, but just folded up and then strapped down with the electrical tape as well. Hassle-free, problem-free, can turn the bars, nothing slaps, so there's no rattling, no carrying on. It was silent, worked really well, and I reckon I'm convinced that you can run just a bar light without a headlight. Headlight definitely makes things better, but before, with the bar lights that I was running, a 2000 lumen or a 1000 lumen, definitely can't do, it wasn't fun. It definitely wasn't fun with that less amount of power on the handlebars. It was stressful, a little bit, not like, oh, I'm stressing out. It felt physically and mentally taxing to focus that hard, so that was creating that kind of stress. Not a, oh, I didn't like it stress, it was just stressful for the mind and the body. So to get the most out of your night riding, you definitely need something that's super bright on the bars like this. It wasn't creating a reflection that was messing me up off of things, even though in the camera it looks like it reflects a fair bit. It's wicked. It's just a day maker. It just makes things like daylight. So Gemini Lights, hugely impressed. Send me some. Gemini, if you're watching, for sure send me a set of lights and I'll work them, give them a good run out all the way through winter, and we'll see how they go for longevity and battery life. Like I said, hour and a half, it was still full charge, full power. So the battery's killer, and this is old. This is, he's had this for quite a while. So it's obviously had a heap of charges, heap of burns, heap of charges, burns, and very confident that it's high quality. Can ride if you're worried about, I don't really want to carry, but this is my problem. I don't want to carry a backpack to support a battery, and if I don't carry a backpack, I've got to use a relatively weak helmet on my light on my helmet, so a 1000 or less lumen. Otherwise, I get too heavy and your helmet bobbles around, and I'm not into that either. So I don't want anything on my helmet optimally, and I reckon this would be the go. Maybe a helmet light as well when I go into the tricky trails, but hook me up, Gemini. I'd love a set of these lights. So thanks Dylan for letting me borrow them. They're killer. I'll get them back to you this weekend, and if you're in the market for a set of lights, more power's better. So it's just like buying a bike. More travel's more fun, more power. It's going to be more fun at night.